Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm here to bring you the EFC 24/7 news report today. A lot of transfer news coming out of the club for you, as well as news on Leighton Baines, who's obviously just announced his retirement yesterday. But the main news coming out of the club today will go for an improved bid, apparently, for Napoli midfielder Allan. And these reports are coming from Italy, cited by Sport Witness, brought to us over here. And they've claimed that the Blues have made an offer of €38 million for the rumoured target, which is massively improved on the previous bid of £23 million. Bit of a translation error there, but yeah, apparently that's the new bid, nearly €40 million, which will be about 35, probably just a little bit less in pounds. So it's obviously a big bid, but a player that we've been continuously linked with over the last few months since Ancelotti came to the club. Really, obviously a player that Ancelotti loved working with, but whether he could bring him to Everton with no promise of European football is another matter. But he's definitely a player that the club seems to be interested in. So yeah, that's the news coming out of Everton to do with Allan today. Also on Wilfried Zaha, who was obviously a target last summer before we had to settle for Alex Iwobi instead. There's some more news today. Roy Hodgson has told TalkSport, I think he's making it pretty clear that he'd like to move. I think he made it very clear last season. We got a good tune out of him for 2/3 of the season. I don't think he's been anything like as good as he can be during this COVID period, but he's really had to do a job up front on his own. So he will say, I needed more help if you want to see the best of me. But he's a very valuable player for us, and he's still got good transfer value. So what will happen, I can't really say. How keen and desperate he is to get away, only he can answer that question. And I'm pretty sure that he is quite still keen to get away. I don't see what will have changed his mind this season. So Wilfried Zaha wanting to move. I'm not sure if that will be to Everton. Considering we bought Iwobi, I'd love a swap deal, but we can get rid of the second choice and get our first choice, but I fully doubt that would happen at all, really. But yeah, that's the news on Zaha. Some more news on Gabriel as well, another player who's been continuing to link with the club over the last few months, and a deal looked very close, to be honest. It looked like it was already agreed. Whether it was or not, we're not sure, but it looked like it was, and the league president has come out and given us some more information, and he said, we have other offers for other players, but we had not had discussions with their agents. With Gabriel, we are discussing, and we have agreed to let him depart. He will choose his next club over the course of this week, and I'm pretty sure there's quite a few suitors for Gabriel, highly rated young centre-back, and whether he chooses Everton over other clubs who could potentially offer him European football remains to be seen, really, but hopefully he would, because we seem to have a deal agreed with him just before the break, and I'm not sure if that's changed because of the financial situation following the coronavirus, but hopefully it won't have done too much. There's been a nice tribute from Seamus Coleman on Leighton Baines today. Obviously two players who've stayed at the club much longer than any others, really, who've been left from the post-Moyes instability, as I like to call it. The two that were left, and obviously Leighton Baines has retired as a footballer now, but Coleman's came out and said, in my time at Everton, he is hands down one of, if not the best players I've played with. As a footballer every day, he was so professional, always in the gym and always the best player in training, even until last week. That's a testament to how he's looked after himself throughout his whole career. And I know he did have a lot more in him, which is shown by the contract offer he was given, but obviously he's chose to pursue his other interests, such as photography and music potentially, or even a career in coaching, which Ancelotti has said that he's already been offered since he's decided not to continue playing. Highly rated the club, obviously, in many capacities, and a player who Ancelotti said in the past could have managerial potential in the future. I'm not really sure about that. I don't think he's the character for it, but he's certainly a great character, and we hope for him to be involved in the club in some capacity in the future, in the very near future. He also said, you hear pundits and people talking about fullbacks changing the game. Leighton Baines was one of the players who helped change the game for attacking fullbacks 10 years ago. There was a 5-year period at least where he was the best left-back in England and possibly in Europe. Under David Moyes, you had your left-back winning your games for you, which is incredible. He was an unbelievable talent and natural talent with amazing ability. We will miss him massively. So echoing all the Everton fan sentiments there, Seamus Coleman with some powerful words. Ralph Hasenhüttl on another subject completely has spoken about another Everton target, Emil Højbjerg, another player who's been linked massively with the club very recently and over the last few months or so. But he told Sky Sports that Højbjerg has one more year on his contract and 1 more year means a lot in football. If there's no club that pays us what we want for him, then he will stay for us for another year, no problem. So what that price tag is, it seems unclear, but it seems that he does have a price on his head and he is for sale this summer if someone is to come in with the right offer. And I know Højbjerg's already come out and said quite publicly that he would prefer to join Tottenham over Everton anyway. So a lot of people wouldn't want a player who doesn't really want to come to the club anyway. I know when we want players who play for the badge, and he's definitely one who wouldn't. So I'd steer clear and look at a player who wants to join the club. Other news coming out of Everton today. Some more news on. We've had the news on Gabriel. So that's pretty much what we've got from you from today. Apart from the news, obviously, that Sidibe and Stekelenburg have run out the contracts at Everton, so they will be leaving. Sidibe won't be staying on next season. We won't be activating his option to buy clause, and Stekelenburg has obviously left. His contract's run out and he's going to Ajax to return to his old club. So those two players, we wish them the best of luck in their future careers because they have departed Everton. But yeah, that's all the news coming out of Everton today. So thanks a lot for watching and join us next time on the Toffee Blues.